So instilling this foundation into the kids in hope that they feel comfortable enough, because I know we've talked about it here. There's certain things that my boys have had the conversation with me or with their dad that I could never had with my parents, because my parents never had that. So by instilling this and just normalizing it in a good, healthy way, so that in hopes that when they do find their significant other, when they find their future wife and they make that decision that they want to go ahead and get married, for them to be open about it and actually not feel like this is wrong, that we shouldn't be talking about it, and just be able to actually naturally just have those discussions.
Right.
Welcome to another Rooted and Raw, a space where sisters in Christ, rooted in God's Word, come together and answer the raw, unfiltered questions women are asking. Here, we dig into what the Bible has to say, share our own stories, and keep it honest. Rooted in truth, raw in discussions. So pull up a chair, lean in, and join us.
Hey, ladies. Hey. How's it going?
Hey.
Good. Let's tell them who's in the room with us.
Hey, Podcast King Queens. This is Flora.
Hey guys, it's Steph.
I'm Sassy.
And of course, it is D, and we are back at you with another Rooted and Raw. Ricky.
I promise you.
Tam would have 100% did it if she did it. So shout out to Tam, who's not with us today. Shout out to Jaemi, who's not with us today. And shout out to Sherita. They are all off doing amazing, wonderful things. But we get to be blessed with the presence of Sassy and our producer
From
is
behind
on
the
the
scenes.
other side.
Don't get used to it.
She said don't get used to it, but this is week 2, so let's all right, let's go with our icebreaker. This ought to be fun. Everybody loves a good conspiracy theory. So, what's a conspiracy theory that you kind of believe? It could be one that's out there in the world and you kind of believe it, or maybe it's one you just have in your own head.
Just one, because I got a lot.
I know.
But I will compromise.
Would you call yourself a conspiracy theorist?
I love reading into it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
For fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I love it.
There's a reason why I like traveling places, especially historical ones. But I will compromise or compartmentalize. Not one word. This into one, but you know the conspiracy theory, if they exist, which is the abominable snowman, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness monster.
Those are good.
I mean, I'm saying these are
Vampires
things
exist.
that they're in history that people write about, that they seen it, and then down the line again they see it, not knowing, and then these pictures. Yes, I know, especially right now with the whole AI thing and stuff. However,
don't get me started on AI. We are not friends.
I know. However, even with that, I mean, we have the similar tools to kind of distinguish if they're real or not. But I mean, this is stuff even before that was created, that people
Loch
had
Ness
put this.
Abominable Snowman.
Loch
Those
Ness
things
Monster,
been
that
out
was
for a
my
long
favorite.
time.
So Abominable Snowman and Bigfoot, I think they're just cousins. They're just on different continents. But I mean, I've seen some of the footages. Right. I've seen some of the footages, like even real people who try to break down and see the actual photo or video or whatever can't analyze it to make it like, no, this is fake.
Or
So
the
like, where's it
sounds
coming out?
of people actually going into, because it's the Appalachian Mountains, right?
Yeah. I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
Even here in the United States.
Like all the sounds that they record,
The
but even before
USA.
like chat and AI and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, okay, well, then what is it? What is it? I mean, think about the Amazon. There's still a lot of animals on there, some living creatures that they
ocean.
haven't. Bottom of the sea and stuff.
Exists. I'm so serious.
The Kraken.
The Kraken.
What's that?
It's a huge squid. Have you seen?
It's like a megalodon of squid.
Right. Have you seen the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Godzilla, but
Yes,
squid.
Godzilla in a squid.
The one that grabs the
That one.
That's
Got
the
it.
one.
Okay.
We've only discovered 20% of the ocean.
That's just
There's
like
a lot of stuff out there.
that's
That's why I stay on the ground.
and that's my
I
conspiracy
love
theory.
the ocean. That's why I'm always on a cruise. What you got?
Gosh, there's so many, but I think I'm going to
Jesus.
go with. I love that. I mean, clearly, I get excited about this stuff. It's fun. I'm super curious. But I think just because it's recently passed Stranger Things. I love
Still
Stranger
haven't watched
Things.
it, so don't give anything
I won't.
away.
I won't. But like the most basic from what people just kind of found out from the beginning of Stranger Things, and I think right now it's still considered like conspiracy theory. But the whole it was based on an actual project called the Montauk Project. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that? No. You know what I'm talking about? Where they actually found a real life dead, but it was a demo dog.
Really?
Oh, for real. Like that had washed off in an island nearby. And the lab looks like the legit lab. And they had kids that they were
crazy.
experimenting on. Was it MK Ultra kind of stuff? Yeah.
Y'all go way further in these.
No, for real.
conspiracy
I'm
theories
telling
than
you.
I didn't even know it was this many out here. Hey.
So close to you.
It's so much fun.
I'm pretty basic. Like Elvis is still alive. Tupac is still alive out there.
Tupac is still alive.
I'm just saying, there's
I
just way too
believe
much
that.
evidence to
I
prove
believe
it.
Tupac is still alive. He was making music 20 years later. I'm done for.
The Simpsons.
And I think he just popped up on
predicting all
social
the
media
things.
recently.
Oh yes,
Right?
the Simpsons.
Yes,
What
I'm
about
like,
the
yeah,
Simpsons?
They're always predicting
They're
what's
predicting
happening.
stuff
have
happen in the
happened,
future.
Yeah, before it
yeah.
happens.
They go on the episodes like
Biggie
to the
did that
close
with,
and stuff.
Biggie did that with the Twin Towers. He put it in. It was in the song before those Twin Towers came down.
Yep.
My mind is being blown
No, for
right now.
real.
I
That's
don't
a
really
good
read
one.
too much into them, but like just like the basic stuff, I'm like, yo.
Oh no, I
yes,
deep dive.
aliens,
could
Rockefeller,
be.
all of it.
Oh, I definitely think aliens are real.
Yeah.
I might be one.
You're a very cute one.
We have to flashy thing ourselves now.
I did dress up as Men in Black for Halloween.
Oh, you did. I remember that.
It was so much fun.
I love
Okay,
that.
so mine is made up. It's one that I believe.
I love that.
I'm curious.
I
I'm so
have
done
had
hearing.
this belief for it's probably been at least a decade, and nobody has been able to convince me otherwise. So I believe, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I believe that the deer and the squirrel is trying to take us out.
I wasn't ready.
That's not what
Is this like a specific deer?
No,
or a specific
deer.
squirrel?
This is the
so
reason why
not
they
where I
jump
thought
in
you
front
were
of our
going.
cars.
Oh my God.
They are
I'm just
trying
thinking
to take
about
us out.
Or we're taking over our home,
Right.
their home, and they don't know where else to go.
They're trying to wipe us off the planet because we're wiping them off the planet.
I just thought
so
of
they're
open season.
jumping in. They're jumping in front of vehicles. What other reason would you jump in front of a speeding vehicle, right? So they're jumping in front of vehicles, and because some of y'all out here love y'all animals so much, y'all swerve and do all the other stuff and then get into massive car accidents and then die, right?
So the
And now they living.
So the fact that we went ahead and created that highway or that railroad right in the middle where they were living, that's nothing?
What? What do you mean?
That we created a highway right in the middle of their habitat.
That's another reason why they taking us out.
She's saying it's retaliation.
It's,
That's proving her
trying
point.
to take us out. You proving
That's
my point.
I'm
That's
saying like
funny.
that's the reason why they're crossing the road is because that's the only way they know how to get from this point to this
That's
point.
what you want. That's what they want you to believe.
but
How,
what about
otherwise,
squirrels?
you know that there are some places, there are some states that actually, because of that, they actually created an underground for like them to walk through or an overpass for them to walk through because it just went
can't
straight through their lap
convince
point.
me Otherwise,
That's a good
they're
one.
trying to wipe us out.
That reminds me of
And
the
so
pigeons.
I will look you all in the eye and tell you I will not swerve.
What about
I
squirrels?
do not swerve.
How's
If you
the
get in front of my car,
You're gonna get hit, but how's the squirrel?
Them the main ones is jumping in front of cars, and they're so little that people swerve around them, which
squirrels?
is dumb. Yes,
Yeah, that
squirrels.
is-
I've
That's
never
crazy.
seen a squirrel like
I
go in
have.
front.
I'm like,
You
that's real
haven't?
dumb.
What?
No.
I've seen it all. It happens all
All
the
the
time.
time.
North
And my kids be
Carolina.
like, "Mom, no!" And I'll be like,
Too late.
"Ooh."
No, for
They better
real.
move.
I'm not swerving
They're
for a
quicker
squirrel.
than deer, so they usually get out of the way.
They are.
Deers, they need to take a lesson from the squirrel.
I think they like stop in the middle of the road and look at you.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy. That is crazy.
I speed up.
Buffaloes do that too.
They can
Whoa,
also
don't
get
hit
it.
a buffalo.
Speed up.
Speed up.
Depends on
crash
where
your
you're
car.
going.
You
If
don't
you
slow
go in
down.
Yosemite, it's illegal.
To hit a buffalo?
Not when you're in Yellowstone because they're their home. You can't. You're in their territory. You can't go.
What do? You swerve?
No, you have to wait until they pass.
What if you go
Oh,
too
that's-
fast?
You go faster.
Not a buffalo. Buffalo is
Buffalo
bigger
will
than a
take you
deer. A
out.
buffalo will take you.
That's why you go faster.
That does not
Then
make
that's
any
a collision, hun. That's what
Taking
I'm saying.
them out.
It's gonna take you out.
It's gonna damage your car.
That's
how
okay.
much a deer
You're gonna-
does. A buffalo is way
If
bigger.
I
That's gonna
swerve,
accordion you.
if I swerve and hit another vehicle, I'm gonna take another human being out.
In
I'm sorry.
Yellowstone?
No,
I'd rather
there are
take
no
out.
what I'm saying. What
I don't know nothing about Yellowstone. Listen, y'all are talking to me about
What I'm
things I
saying,
know
a
nothing about.
buffalo,
I'm
it's a
talking
lot
about.
bigger.
I'm talking about deer
And
and squirrels. Don't try
Listen.
Don't try to convince me otherwise.
No, I
Deer and
believe it.
Don't get in front of my car. That's all I'm saying.
I believe it. That
I
makes
do
so
not
much
swerve.
sense. Listen, these squirrels, they're crazy.
They are crazy.
They mess with you on purpose. They mess with your pets on purpose.
They do. They mess
They
with your
mess with
trash.
you on
Where are you guys seeing these squirrels?
They mess with my dog.
They do.
I don't.
Little
you
dude
guys
go
got
back out
some
there,
Squirrels
and
are
they
from the
literally
hood.
run
They
on
do.
top of the fence,
No,
messing with
the
Duke.
hood.
They go back and forth, and Duke just
They come
and I'm
down.
like,
Listen,
he's bigger than yours. Stop it.
they come down from the
I need to
trees.
see this.
Listen,
You guys need to record this
No,
because
for
I
real,
would
it's
love to
personal.
see this.
listen. They come down from the trees and wait till they come running towards them, and then
They do
dash
some
up
petty
the tree.
stuff. They are
I need
petty.
to see that.
Squirrels are petty.
They are
I
petty.
love
got in your
squirrels.
They are
neighborhood?
petty.
What
I
is
love that you
happening?
love them. They better not get in front of my car.
No, I can't. I
No,
can't.
I'm with you. I'm not going to be swerving. I'm with you on that.
Doop, doop.
But I've never.
So I'm like, no.
I cannot with you.
So sad.
Not sure ran over a whole family.
Listen. There's
I'm
no
just-
swerving. There's
look.
no swerving, and there's no slowing down.
I totally
I'm
agree with
bigger.
stuff, especially if there's like other cars. But I've never had a squirrel. I've never seen
Ever?
Oh no, they
I had a bird fly in front of my car before.
That's
That was
another
tragic
one.
for him.
Pigeons.
No, the only
and
thing that's
birds.
come in front of me, thank goodness, has just been bugs.
Nope. I've
They
had
can get it too, but they can't take us out. Like
No.
they actually don't mean to do that. That's all I'm asking. You seen a bug's life?
They were minding their own business.
He said, "Hold on to the
No.
windshield wiper."
Hey, so quick question. Are you someone who feels called to make a difference? Maybe in ministry, maybe leadership, or just by living out your faith in a real way? Well, you should check out Manna University. It's a biblical higher education institution dedicated to educating, equipping, and empowering emerging leaders to change the world. That's literally their mission, and they're serious about it. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow deeper in your calling, Manna U offers flexible programs that fit your life and help you move forward with purpose. Head to manna.edu, that's MANNA.edu, and see how you can get started. And just so you know, this is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just sharing with you the good fortune that I had at Manna University.
All right, let's get our life together.
Here we got Cece. So
Sassy.
while you give the disclosure,
Yeah, so
Yes.
now that we have stopped being really petty And we are now getting serious and real. Let me give you our disclosure. If you are with us for the first time, we like to give a little disclosure because we're about to get rooted and raw. And what we want you to know is that though we are theologians in the aspect that we study the Word of God for our own relationship with God, to know Him, to understand, to know His character, to love Him, to find out how He loves us, and to get some understanding as to who He is and what He wants us to do. But we are not, we do not have degrees in theology. So what we do is we take what we have learned from our own studies of the Bible and our real life experiences, and that is how we answer our questions. So you should pull out your Bible, get you some pen and some paper, write down some questions, look it up.
Know
for
that these
yourself.
episodes are 18 plus.
Amen. Because we are rooted and raw.
It's about to get,
it's
about to get real rooted.
It's about to get real rooted and real raw.
Who did
I'm so concerned.
Girl, you did.
Oh, I'm curious. I want to hear the questions so my mind can start.
There's another disclaimer here. If you are under the age of
18,
you should probably leave the room. If you are listening to this and someone isn't around you under the age of 18, you should probably stop and wait till you can listen to this away from them, because I don't know what the question is.
The age actually might be part of the debate.
Oh,
maybe.
Or the forum, not debate, but forum.
We will allow you to make that decision on whether or not you want the
discretion.
The little
proceed with caution.
Discretion is advised. Yes. That is good. I have no idea. So if this is your first time with us, we pull the question on here, so there's no prep. We don't know what we getting, and so, but we are rooted and raw for that very reason. So
this is
what?
Sure raw after dark.
After dark is crazy. What does it say?
How do we reclaim?
I'm so nervous.
Where is this going? How do we reclaim healthy conversations about sex in Christian spaces?
Oh, I love this question.
It's not too bad. Maybe we did a little bit.
I had to be silly.
I didn't know where this was going. I was concerned.
That's a rooted raw after dark.
Rooted and raw after dark is crazy.
It is dark.
New segment.
I'll start by saying, and I'll just start by saying this. That's like the fact that it says reclaiming healthy conversations is why I said you may maybe 18 is maybe you might want to do it sooner, because if you're like me and you have younger, teens, preteens, I have had conversations about sex with my kids within the framework of marriage, the way God intended it to be.
Yeah, I think so. The first thought that comes to my mind is that sex was created by God.
Yep.
Well,
it was created by God.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is meant to be a good thing, but let me be clear.
Very clear.
It is meant to be a good thing between one man and one woman who are married.
Amen.
Now, that real biblical aspect is done. I wish I could have said that I did it that way. I did not start my life doing things quite right. Okay. But as I love to say, when you know better, you do better. Or at least you should. So sex was created for one man and one woman who are married. It is supposed to be a very intentional intimacy between husband and wife. It is beautiful, but the world has corrupted it. And it is only getting more and more corrupt. AI doesn't corrupt. I can't stand AI. Talk about conspiracy theories. Yeah. So with that, the Bible has a lot to say about sex. But the question specifically is how we claim it. How do we
Reclaim.
How do we
In a
reclaim
healthy-
the conversation of sex in a healthy?
How do we reclaim healthy conversations about sex in Christian spaces?
I believe the number one answer. No, I got the number one answer, Steve. Have the conversations.
Yeah.
I think the
Yep.
reason why we haven't had them in healthy Christian spaces is because Christians don't want to have the conversations.
It's
It's
too
like
taboo.
it's taboo. Yeah.
It is. You say sex and it's, oh my gosh.
Oh no. Ay, Dios mío.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
I know.
Did she say sex?
It's a curse word.
She did.
Right.
She said intercourse. Oh my God.
Yep. Coitus. Yep.
Like, I think the best way to reclaim it is to actually start having the conversations.
Don't make it taboo.
And stop being weird about it, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
In Europe, they have
Oh Lord.
vending machines outside for condoms,
Jesus.
and they teach it very young. Like
They
you,
also have nude beaches.
huh? No, but that's part of like the whole taboo thing and stuff.
Yeah.
But they have normalized it. It's like, look, if you're gonna have sex, use protection. Here, why do we have to hide this? Nope, it's right there. It's accessible.
But I think it's because we. Okay, so we're talking Christian, right? Because that right there, the normalizing it idea is saying that it is a thing for everybody. It's actually not for everybody.
But that's more like we need
biblically.
Right.
Biblically.
right. But in the Christian, my point in me saying that is because they're not hiding it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It
Not
shouldn't be a taboo. You should be able to, especially with your significant other, with your husband or with your wife. If you guys are going to be getting, you guys are married. This is a conversation that you guys should be comfortable and open enough to speak about. Because yes, 100% agree that this is stuff that you need to be talking about.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of couples who struggle with sexual issues and libido and things like that, some of y'all out there is like, I cannot believe they are actually talking about this on the podcast. If you didn't see the title of this podcast, I'm so sorry. Rooted and Raw. If you are struggling with things like libido, ladies, because it's a real thing.
It's a real
okay. If you're struggling with it, the worst thing you can do is not talk about it with your
It's
spouse.
just gonna get
Right.
worse.
That is the absolute worst thing you could do is try to pretend like you are not struggling.
Right.
But because it has been so taboo and looked and it's been made to be this icky thing, is sex, it's gross. It's not. It's created by
beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But even with it being beautiful, that doesn't mean it doesn't come with its struggles. Right? And I think that we've gotten in our mindset that, well, I'm a Christian and so I can't talk about it. That's absolutely incorrect.
Right.
That's crazy.
Because you are a Christian, you should be talking about it. Now, this is not me saying get on your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your
Right.
X, and all them socials and start talking to the world about your sexual problems. That's not what I'm saying. But
It's a conversation
if
yourself.
you are struggling, have the conversation with your spouse. Go talk to your doctor. They got some answers.
Yep.
Go have some real conversations.
And don't lie out of embarrassment. Tell your
Oh,
doctor
yeah.
the truth. That's crazy. Why are you going
Tell
to the
your doctor the truth. Tell your spouse the truth.
Yes.
Stop faking orgasms. Let's get
Oh,
real.
Snap.
Oh, she said it.
She said,
I was not ready.
She went there.
But it's
She went all the way there.
In all
That's
honesty,
crazy.
it may be difficult to talk to your spouse. I really do.
But
I feel like
why?
sometimes because
No, I'm saying, but why?
Well, why
because
should
the
different-
world has made it very taboo too.
Yeah.
That's why it shouldn't be hard, but it is hard Because our world has made it.
We
the
make it as
world
hard as
has
it-
made it
Yeah.
like it's this bad thing
Yep.
to say the word sex. To
Especially
say,
for Christians.
yeah,
Yep.
Not only within Christians, you know, like trying to avoid the conversation like the plague, but the world views Christians like, oh, that's something people shouldn't be talking about, you know? And it's like, well, that's crazy because God created it. You know, it was God's gift for marriage. And he said it was meant to be enjoyed, you know, for the husband and wife to become one, literally.
And I think that's the issue, is that people hear sex and they immediately think of the wrongness of people doing sex.
Right.
So we're talking about pornography. We're
Yeah.
talking about, what are they called? Adult entertainers.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Strippers.
they're talking about, well, not even just the strippers, but the women's in the streets, working the streets.
Oh, yeah.
prostitution. Gotcha.
Yep. So, you know, they think sex and that's immediately where they go. And they have, you know, Christians just up here in a pedestal that they can't do no wrong.
Right.
Like, no.
And
Yes,
like
we-
and act and pretend like Christians don't like
Right.
engage in, you know, in sex. But obviously within as Christians, we know that it's only meant for a husband and wife. But even that, you know, it's so taboo. It's become so taboo to even talk about, which is crazy. But and I mean, even like you were saying about prostitution, I feel like a lot of women, a lot of people who are in that world feel like they have no way out, and like that's the only thing that they have in their life. And I mean, even if you look in scripture, Rahab, like,
Yeah.
you're never too far gone
Yeah.
to be able to have that intimate relationship with Christ, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all, so I have 2 boys. So so like we taught them young, especially, you know, coming, you know, of age, and or when things start to develop or body changes starts happening. You know, yeah, we've had that conversation with them, and you know, we tell them, you know, yes, you're going to be feeling these urges and all this stuff, but we're still trying to set that foundation for them so that when they are having to make those decisions,
Yeah.
hope and pray that we did well enough, you know, to teach them and make them decide, you know, okay, no, this is something that we're going to go ahead and wait for marriage. With the accessibility of the phone, you know, the internet, pornography, like, no, that is all fake. That's not how it, first of all, they're not married.
Yeah.
If they're playing one, whatever they're doing, that's not real. That's all factual. And this is going to ruin your perception of what sex really is, when it should be between your spouse, whether it's your wife or your husband, and that intimacy, that bonding, that beautiful moment.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not what you see that they're acting upon, because that's all fake.
Yeah.
Which is, what we put in front of us has a really big impact on our perspective. Kind of like Lot pitching his tent in the direction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
And then it went from him pitching his tent in that direction, and then he was in the city.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that, Flora, I feel like you're narrowing down a great point, referring to how is having those conversations when they're younger, because we see so much out there for kids in kids shows, little kid shows where a lot of inappropriate things have happened, on certain sitcoms and things like that, where they're modeling we're like, oh, they're just watching an innocent show, whatever. And some of those things are kind of like being indoctrinated. And I feel like with the direction and guidance of the Holy Spirit and praying with your spouse or if you're a single parent, whatever, having those conversations with your kids is as young as appropriate as you feel like, is appropriate for your having those age appropriate conversations, and still kind of putting it out there for kids, even if it's not, you're going into the heavy stuff, even when they're young,
Right.
modeling things at an age appropriate level to have those conversations, I think is bringing awareness. So we look at Jesus, at the woman at the well, and girl, you got 5 husbands, and the
man you're living
right,
with now is
Rahab,
not even your husband.
right? Like, things like that, and how he handled the prostitute and Rahab.
But he
like
said
you
it so lovingly.
right. He said, let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about it.
Right.
Let's talk about
He made it wasn't taboo, and that's the part that if I'm only able to control what I can, right? So instilling this foundation into the kids in hope that they feel comfortable enough, because I know we've talked about it here. There's certain things that my boys have had the conversation with me or with their dad that I could never had with my parents, because my parents never had that. So by instilling this and just normalizing it in a good, healthy way, so that in hopes that when they do find their significant other, when they find their future wife and they make that decision that they want to go ahead and get married, for them to be open about it and actually not feel like this is wrong, that we shouldn't be talking about it, and just be able to actually naturally just have those discussions.
Right.
Yeah, I think a big part of what we see in the idea of it being taboo is the shame that has come with, which is basically what you're talking about. The shame that comes with the idea of even the conversation. We ain't even talking about the actual act of sex. We talking about just the shame of just talking about sex, which is crazy, right? And then you look at the Bible in Genesis when it talks about the creation of man and woman, from Genesis starting in Genesis 2 starting in verse 4 going all the way through 25. It's talking about it's the creation of man and woman's story, right? But that story ends with talking about being not being ashamed. So verse 24 through 25 says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And the man and his wife were both naked and were not ashamed.
And they were cool.
Right.
They was chilling.
Chilling.
Bucket naked. Just chilling.
And they didn't
Definitely multiplying for sure.
Definitely
Being fruitful.
Multiplying, filling the earth. Okay. I think the problem is that there's so much shame that comes with sex in this day and age, in the world that we live, not just this day and age, but I mean, I was looking at the different scriptures and I was like, oh, Jesus, we was going, because the enemy came in, right? He did the thing that he did, in the very beginning with Adam and with Eve. And from there on, it's been a constant battle with sexual immorality and the shame that comes with the decisions that we make with our bodies. And that, I mean, He is so epically, brilliantly amazing that he knew from the jump that it was going to be a problem for us. And so he put lots and lots and lots of scriptures in his word to help guide us down the right road, so that we wouldn't get a place where we are ashamed or too ashamed to even have the simple conversation about the beautiful thing that he created for his perfect layout of what so when you think about marriage and what it was created to do, it was created to be the closest symbolism to what Christ is to the church, right? And he gave us this beautiful thing called sex, where the husband and the wife become one, where the scriptures literally tell us that our bodies are no longer ours, right? And there's so much shame that comes with it now because of all the things that are happening and all the I mean, it's just so much. And so I think the first thing we talked about, how do we reclaim it? Well, first thing is being okay with talking about it. How do we do that? Is work on the shame.
Yeah.
We need to work on the shame. Why does talking about something as beautiful as sex bring you shame?
Yep, and that's shame not only of the act itself. Sometimes it's even deeper than that, and shame on your own body. Maybe you haven't had it, but just shame on your own body that you don't feel comfortable enough.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
like
that
has
most
just
of the
so
key.
many layers.
So many layers.
Right. Of how
Wow,
it could
you
go.
went there with that one, because that's a big
for real.
one.
Yeah.
That's a big
Yikes.
one.
Yes.
I don't want to, wear that really cute nighty thing that my husband
Right.
wants me to wear, because
I don't like
I
how my
don't
body
feel
looks.
like it looks good on me.
Or we're not doing this because we're going to have the lights turned off before I get naked. Like the lights are completely off. Nope, you
That's
can't
crazy.
touch me here. You can't touch me there.
That's crazy.
It's a
That's
it's
true.
it's thing. We got to pull the covers all the way up.
Turn
Guidelines
around
and
before. I know
parameters.
we just did the act, but turn around. You can't see me. I need to put my clothes on.
The
Like,
mirror.
Seriously?
crazy.
Move the mirror. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see
Whereas
it.
men will be like, let's put it on the ceiling.
That's crazy.
No, I don't know a lot of men who are saying that. It's going to be women who are more like, no, let's da, da, da. They're putting all the parameters. Well, maybe someone out here, and they're not scared.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of them need to be a little bit more. Reel it in a little bit. I'm not saying have shame. I'm saying have a little dignity is what I'm saying. Just
It's
a
either
little bit.
shame, guilt, fear, like all these insecurities that are not of God. Like these are all stuff since.
But where does some of that stuff come from? I think about like growing up. So growing up, my dad had this fear that God was going to punish him because he was. Because Papa was a Rolling Stone. Let's keep it real rooted and raw.
Yep.
Daddy, love you, Minnie. Probably don't even watch this, but just know I love
Still,
you.
just in case.
And so he had this real fear that God was going to punish him because of how he treated women by men hurting me. So he worked really, really, really hard to teach me. Long before Steve Harvey was saying, act like a lady, think like a man, my daddy was telling me all the things, like you have to always act like a lady, but let me give you all the secrets of men, because I do not want you to get hurt, right? And you need to be able to control the situation and all these things. And
Or
so
like last
when we
week's episode, bringing you stuff and treating you.
right,
Yes.
right. Because it was real, right? And then when I got a little bit older, the conversation began to change, where I felt like every week on the week we was having a family meeting about not having sex. You better not have sex, because I ain't taking care of your babies. This is my thing. We have the conversation all the time, and the conversation was always, do not have sex until you get out of my house. Not don't have sex until you get married. Don't have sex until a man has said I do.
Yeah.
But don't have sex until you get out of my house.
Well,
Which because I was scared to death. That's exactly what I did. I waited until I got out of his house. Now imagine had he taught me to not have sex until I was married and taught me why. Maybe I would not have made some of those ratchet decisions
This is true.
that I made.
Yeah.
It goes back to what y'all were just saying. We've got to start
Teaching
teaching
young.
our kids the way, the right way. Having those conversations with them appropriately and at an appropriate time,
appropriate.
and that is a decision that I think each individual parent has to make regarding their each individual child, because different children mature differently in different
and tailoring
ways,
it to whatever
tailoring
age
it
they're
to
in,
their
whatever
age
season.
and all that.
Right, there's different ways.
But I just remember always being told, don't have sex till you get out of my house because we ain't taking care of no babies. There was nothing. There was nothing else behind it. It was just we're not taking care of no babies. You didn't tell me the actual repercussions that come from having sex before I'm married. You just told me the repercussions of what happens if I have had sex in your house and happen to get knocked up.
Right.
You left out some key details, Pops, that I really could have used.
Yeah.
Because I had to learn the hard way. And that is not what I want for my children. It is not what I want for my children. Yeah. I do not want. Now, if you got to learn the hard way just because you hard-headed and you want to do what you want to do
that's
after I've told you, hey, listen,
because parents can do all the right things and stuff.
They can.
And at the end of the day, that kid is going to make its own decision.
That's right. But what about the kids who aren't getting the conversations at all?
I guess I can't say that I was hard because I didn't have a lot of conversations. My mom had conversations with me. Here's the book of your anatomy. It was the conversations like that about, your lady time and all things like that, but not like, hey.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. I don't even have one no more, so I'm like, what is that?
What's lady time? Good for you, B.
Living my best life over here.
But you're right. Like I don't think my mom had a lot of like, hey, this is how guys should treat you, and this is what which my mom did. She was a single mom, did the best she could.
Yeah.
But I don't think I just kind of had to figure it out, and I didn't have that male, relationship to have those conversations and model, and so I basically had Disney, y'all.
And I was on the other side of where you were because I had the dad, but not the mom. So dad, all he was trying to do was protect me from what he was doing.
Right.
And I didn't have my mom on the other end to tell me all the things that come along with being a woman.
Right.
What it looks like to be a woman, what it looks like to, and so there's just so many aspects that I think that the shame and the guilt and all those things that we talked about, the taboo and all that comes from generations and generations and generations of us not doing it right.
Yeah.
Not having the conversations, not being ashamed to say sex, not being ashamed to say, because it's about to get real. Not being ashamed to say penis, vagina, because stop telling your daughter she got a pocketbook.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I've never heard that one.
Stop telling your daughter she got a cookie because her cookie jar. Flower. No, it's
a flower is a flower.
It's a vagina.
That's what I call it. And the boys they used to do this. I'm all like, that's a medical term.
That is the legal medical term.
That's what you learn in school.
We were having a conversation. I was actually on staff at Manor. We were doing like a training for understanding and recognizing kids who are sexually abused. And they were talking about like parents have got to stop telling their kids, giving these cute little nicknames for their body parts because it's confusing. And she used the idea of the man, the daughter whose vagina was always called the cookie. And so she was telling her mom, dad took the cookie. And the mom didn't catch it. She was talking about
herself
being sexually assaulted, and the mom didn't catch it because we give them these cute pet names instead of calling it what it is.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Those are real medical terms. Why do they make us cringe?
Yeah.
Because we're not using it because, again,
shame,
we're not having the conversations. There's shame. There's guilt. There's all of those things, insecurities, and it's call a spade, would you?
No, for real.
And hiding, aka shame, is a byproduct of sin. Of when we, that's the first thing they did is they hid.
That's the first thing they did.
They did it before. Ooh, where's that leaf?
And what did God say? Who told you we was naked?
Right.
Yeah.
You ain't even supposed to know that.
Right. Like, how'd you even know that?
No,
we
that's the
could
thing.
still to this day be walking around
Naked.
jolly.
Cool.
Yep.
Just
You know how much money we'd be saving?
amen. Because my comfort sets ain't cheap.
Right.
Look, no, for real, because like indigenous people and stuff,
Yeah.
they barely were anything. It wasn't shame. It's just like anybody else. Oh, okay. When you're a woman, you guys both got boobs. Hey, it's normal.
It makes me
Another
think
part
of
of the
like,
country, it is. They're just,
Right.
it's out there.
Just like I got different hair color than you do, different sizes, different.
it makes
all
me
part
think
of-
of when I was in the military and like in basic training when we had to, since you stayed in like the same in the bay with like 59 other women and 60 y'all in this bay. The shower is one big room like this,
Right.
and there's just a bunch of shower heads and you
Yeah.
all in there
Exposed.
showering and exposed. And I'll never forget, we had this one girl who showered every day in her underwear, and I was like, baby, there's some parts of you that's not getting clean. And I was outside with you today when we was going through the mud in the heat. It's gonna need some cleaning,
Right.
But again, why would we need to do that? Because most of us was just like, I gotta hit these spots.
Right.
It just is what it
All the
is.
crevices.
And
Turn
otherwise I'm
around,
gonna be
pay attention.
uncomfortable. I'm gonna
Right.
get like,
But
yeah.
I think about that now. Back then, I really didn't dawn on me, but I think about it now. What kind of shame did she have to experience in her life where she
Had to go through.
showered in her underwear
Right.
so these other women in this room wouldn't see her? Because that's all it was. We was all too tired to even really care about the fact that we
Right.
was all in the same room showering, and yet you the only one in here. And I did not. It didn't dawn on me back then, because back then, but now I look at it and I'm like, man, that's sad.
And this is why it's so important to communicate this to your partner.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is what I'm going through. This is what I need. This is like, if you want things to get better in your sexual life with your husband or with your wife, y'all gonna have to talk
Y'all
about
gonna
it.
have to
Yeah.
talk about it, and it may feel hard at first.
It may, and it may not be your spouse initially. Just speaking from like experience,
True
I can
story.
tell you. D can tell you that. That we've had some of these conversations,
It may not.
like almost like in preparation to have the conversation with your spouse, because some, in Christian couples, God-fearing men, take it as, well, you're rejecting me, and they may not understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so.
Yeah.
Men in general.
Yeah,
You talking
There's like,
about
I ain't getting it. Some of them it's just as simple as that. 1 + 1 = 2. You're not
What's-
giving it to
what's
me. What's
wrong
the
with
problem?
me? You're not attracted to me anymore.
They take it as
Right.
rejection a lot
Yeah.
of times. So sometimes it is good to surround yourself with other godly women who can encourage you and
Right.
pray with you, and ultimately, even for our kids, teaching them to surround themselves with accountability to that God at the end of the day is that source.
It's
of,
it's
of
so
freedom.
funny you say that. Earlier today, I was with two of my friends. I'm gonna keep their names out of it, out of respect for them. But one of them said, "Oh, I want to share some good news with y'all," and she started talking to us about some things that had to do with, this very topic. And we were all excited. We was like, "Oh, for real? Tell us more. Like, we want to. Like, how do I get there? Because I'm trying to get there.
Help me out.
I'm trying to turn up daily. Right? Tell me what I gotta do, who I gotta call, where I gotta go. I want to know more. And we were just talking about it, and it was just so very comfortable amongst the three of us. And she made a statement where she said, "I know that felt like TMI, but I feel like we need to have spaces where we as women feel more comfortable, have these conversations with people who we are close to."
Yeah.
So again, not going out
Not
and
just anybody.
shouting it to the rooftops.
Right.
Everybody don't have your best interest at heart.
Don't be putting it in public.
Don't make it a public announcement, a public service announcement on your
don't.
YouTube
Social media.
channel. But if you have those people who you are comfortable with, having those conversations with them helps, because her sharing that out of nowhere, her sharing that then had me like, tell me more.
Right.
I want to know how I can get there. Right.
Right.
And now, and so if it can get to a place where we're not battling the shame and things like that, and having the people that we trust, that we can talk to, things like that. Maybe not talking to your friends about your spouse and what he got going on, ladies.
Right, don't do it.
Not talking to your friends about what your wife got going on, fellas, but talking to them about you personally. Because I think there is a line that can be crossed on what we should and should not be sharing. I do not want to hear about the size of your man's private parts. Okay, don't do that. But
That's a different conversation.
That is
That's a no conversation.
that is a no conversation. Don't tell me, because I'm not sharing that information with you. But I should be able to talk to my sister about something that I'm going through, because I never know. She could be going through it too, or already went through it and now has an answer that I've been needing, which is exactly what happened today. And so we gotta, if we want to reclaim the conversation about sex in the Christian atmosphere, because it is a very beautiful thing, then we got to start by having the conversation. But in order for us to do that, we have to first do all of these things, dealing with where the shame comes from. Maybe that's therapy.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe there's some therapy that needs to happen, because maybe that shame comes from rape or abuse or something like that.
Shame that somebody else put on there that you've carried, through your childhood.
Through your life.
That's affected all your relationships.
You can also communicate that with your spouse, letting them know, like, look, I'm going through some stuff. I want to work it. I don't know how to approach it. I really want to go ahead and seek therapy here first, but letting them know, not keeping them wondering.
Right.
And I agree, but if you're in a relationship where y'all not doing well at communication anyway, that's gonna be the hardest thing to have to talk about. So maybe you need to work on communicating on some other things first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes
deep conversation.
Finances. It's a real big one. Like, talk about the coins. You said you want me to cook more. Where'd that come from?
I'm managing the expenses.
I thought you
managing the
said that you were good with 1 meal a week. All right, ladies, we have run out of time. What's our final thoughts?
For me, if you are capable, if you do have your own children, or that's setting that foundation. They're going to go ahead and hear you out. Yes, you can act it out, but having those conversations with them, because just like any communication, it's a two-way street. Get their feedback on it and answer questions that they may have, because who better than you as their parent, to answer whom they can confide in.
Especially if you got kids in the public school system, because they're gonna learn it from somewhere. So you better beat the people out there to it, because they're gonna tell the story all the way wrong.
That's what I tell them. I'm like, look, they don't care about you. They just gonna say what they gotta say. However, I care about you. I love you, and I want the best for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Here it is.
Yep, it's good.
I would say, as Christians, let's stop viewing sex as a taboo. And let's make it part of our regular conversations, obviously starting with your spouse and seeing what work needs to be done there, healing therapy if needed. And then find yourself a really good community that you can confide in and, be able to talk to them when you're struggling with things.
It could be fun, because just when she was saying, work on that practice with that sex and communicate.
Listen, have fun. It's supposed to be enjoyed.
It's supposed to be fun.
It
is supposed to stay between just you and your husband. I'll stop inviting people into your bedrooms.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. We ain't doing no sister wives. We ain't doing that.
No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
I will go to jail. I'm not going to.
You and me both.
Straight to jail. Do not pass go.
Do not collect $200.
Not gonna do. Sorry.
I would say that the consensus is, how do we reclaim having healthy conversations is to have them. God did, he created opportunities. Well, who told you that was an opportunity for a conversation? Yeah. Not saying he condone it, go and sin no more. Not saying condone it, not making it cool to just, be super curious and crazy, like making sure that the Bible is the standard. And if you're having a challenge, maybe you can't talk to your spouse first. Talk to God first, number one, and then, surrounding yourself with some community, but definitely have the conversations.
Don't be like Nike. Don't just
Don't
do it.
This is one time you don't just do it.
Don't.
Okay.
What you do is the conversation. That's what you do.
Have the conversation.
Just do it. Just have the conversation. That part.
Yeah.
I think my final thought would be, if there is a shame, a guilt, or anything like that that is holding you back from having the conversation, seek help. Now, that does not necessarily mean that you need to go to a counselor, although as a counseling major, I'm all for it. But sometimes seeking help just means going to talk to your gynecologist. They got answers. Sometimes it's going to the throne. Sometimes it's going to your community of sisters who you trust. But if there's some shame, if there's some guilt, if there's some things that you have experienced in life that causes you that makes having the conversation hard, whether that conversation is just in a Christian environment, whether that's with your spouse, whatever that looks like, whether it's with your children, then find a way to have the conversation to deal with the shame. The more you deal with the shame and get past the guilt and the shame and anything else that the enemy tries to throw at you, because I promise you that is a trick of the enemy.
Yes.
The easier the conversation will become. I will also say, dig into the word. You will see there is a lot of scripture about sexual immorality. If you have any questions about sexual immorality or what that looks like, I know people ask questions about, like, well, is masturbation a sin? Those are all great questions, and we'd love to have those conversations. So you can hit us up at rootedandrawpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to get you information. I'll walk you through it. Pray with you. Sometimes praying with somebody is a great way to help with some of the shame and the guilt. Sometimes we carry and get shame and guilt that we didn't cause for ourselves, that we don't even have to be carrying. So
the Bible, I'm sorry, one more thing. The Bible does also have positive things on sex.
Does.
Read Songs of Solomon. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Be careful though.
Right, your breast, your
Yeah,
nose,
he's
your
talking
neck, your
about-
teeth, all of it.
he's-
He's like, baby.
He's talking about all the things. It's
a romantic
It
book.
is that is romantic. We'll go with that. Thanks for joining our really rooted and raw
After
conversation. After dark. After dark.
No, legit.
Literally.
Like, subscribe, share. You know somebody who needs to hear this. I'm not gonna say if you know somebody. You know somebody. You know somebody.
Emailing us your questions about.
Email us your questions. Hit us up. We'd love to have a conversation with you. If you have more questions about this, you can send them in as well. Like, share, subscribe anywhere you consume this content. We are on YouTube, we are on Apple Podcasts, and we are on Spotify. We're also on TikTok. We are on, let me give you the right places, because sometimes we just be like,
And
we
Facebook.
just be saying stuff. I just be saying stuff. We are on Instagram, Rooted and Raw 25, TikTok, Rooted and Raw Podcast, and Facebook, Rooted and Raw Podcast. And then, of course, like I said, we Rooted and Raw Podcast @gmail.com is where you can have some more private conversations if this is not something you want privately discussed, or you just have questions for us, which we could use more questions for the box. Also, let me just say, if you send us questions for the box, we won't tag your name to them or anything like that. It's,
Oh yeah,
it's private.
You'll just know it was yours.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. You'd be like, that was good, girl. We thank you so much. We appreciate you. Until next time, stay rooted.
Stay raw.
Bye.